What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the second episode of the Winner Circle podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here doing our second series review. The Yankees played the White Sox and the Mets played the Rockies. They started off with a rocky start, getting snowed out and getting rained out. The second week in a row, Nardi, that both of our teams got rained out. We played a doubleheader. The Mets are doing really good in doubleheaders. How have the Yankees been faring so far this season?
I'm pretty sure we only had one, and I think we split until this series, and then we lost both games. So,
Yeah, I mean, the Mets have had quite a few. I think they got rained out 3 or 4 times before, and we've been winning 2 games a lot, and I don't think we ever lost both games. So let's get into it. I'll start off because the Mets' first game was kind of a stinker. Uh, Nothing really crazy on offense. 4-2 was the final score. Just kind of a boring game. If you were watching on Saturday at 1 o'clock and you were watching the game or at 3 o'clock, I mean, nobody was really in the stands. So how'd the Yankees do?
all right. So game one, there was Nestor Day. So the first game he was supposed to pitch, but it got rained out. Whatever, same day. So Nestor goes into this game leading the league in ERA, which is I think a shock to most fans in the league. Like everybody loves Nestor, but you gotta like love Nestor now. Um, not bad. I mean, so start off, the Yankees were winning 1-0, and then bases loaded, DJ LeMahieu comes up. Mr. Consistency, everybody calls him the machine, get a lot of guys RBI. This is also the 10th, his like 10-year anniversary of being in the MLB. There's a stat, like Michael Kay said it during the game. Most MLB players only last around 3 years in the MLB. So if you can last longer than that, you're above average player who's like consistent, whatever. DJ comes up, grand slam, short porch, little league field, whatever the hell you want to say. I don't give a shit. Up to you, whatever the hell you want to say. Then after this game, sadly, Nestor does not lead the MLB in ERA anymore. He gave up a 3-run home run to Jose Abreu. The highlight of this game, though, wasn't the grand slam. Surprisingly, I kind of feel bad because it got taken away from DJ a little bit. It was the benches clearing for the Yankees and White Sox.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Anderson chirping. Josh Donaldson goes back, and as Josh Donaldson refers to him, the ugly catcher got into his face and started yelling at him, and then the bench is cleared. And apparently this whole thing started because Josh Donaldson called Tim Anderson Jackie. Like, I have written down here, like, should Donaldson get reprimanded? He got, like, after I wrote this, he got out with there's a 1-game suspension and a fine. He's appealing. I mean, dude, just sit it out. It's 1 game. Like, everybody's hurt already right now on the Yankees, so I mean, it might as well just play it now. But it doesn't matter. He's on the COVID list anyway, so like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Clay Holmes, another highlight of the game, comes in, another 2 scoreless innings. I think that he's up to 22 now. That's yeah. Aaron Hicks, you're a Yankees fan. Most people are like not happy with Hicks right now. Hey, like he's starting to heat up. The game that's on right now, his last 12 at bats, he's 5 for 12. But there's like it looks like there's no effort being put into playing the outfield. Like he jogs. There was a ball yesterday or 2 days ago in the White Sox game, in the doubleheader game, that landed in front of him that he easily could have caught if he made any attempt at sliding or diving. I don't know what happened. A couple years ago, he was up for Gold Gloves, and now I don't know if it's because I know he hurt his wrist on his glove hand, but like I don't think you can't be afraid to do that stuff, especially if you're going to be in the MLB like that. It just can't happen. I do want to say one thing before we go into the next doubleheader, before we go into the doubleheader games. The Yankees are back with that injury issue that happens every year. I know we talked about Scherzer and his, I think he was what's he out, 60 days or something? So basically 2 months. Chad Green last time with his arm. I just found out Chad Green needs Tommy John surgery now, so his season's done. Also, Yanks AAA, Luis Gil, who keeps coming up all the time to pitch when these guys get hurt, also needs Tommy John surgery. So I don't know who's going to come up. We had some guy, I think his name's Austin McKay, pitch. He's been around the league. He's coming up. We could bring back Davey, JP Sears, and Domingo Herman. Could all come back up. Herman's coming off the IL too. He's been off for a while, but hopefully it's good. hopefully he can come back and get back to that form that he was in a couple years ago.
A lot of news from the first game. I forgot that it was the bench clearing game, that first one.
Yeah, it was a rough one. I mean, you can't do anything about it. Like Tim Anderson hasn't said anything about it. Like there's been no like he called himself Jackie in an interview a while back, and Donaldson said he's called him that for a while now. But like Tim Anderson hasn't said anything about it, so there's no like I don't know how to describe it. But there's no hard feelings, I guess. Like they just chirp. Tim Anderson's he's a showy guy. I don't know if you remember the Field of Dreams game last year here. He walked it off against the Yankees. Yeah, I don't know. He's just like he's a showy guy. He said he's bringing fun back to baseball. That he wants to be the flashy player that like Jackie Robinson was. That's how that came up. But I don't know. I mean, if it's a nickname, it's a nickname. If you get the suspension, you get a suspension. Like there's no point in appealing a 1-game suspension.
I think he's probably appealing the fine though. He doesn't really care about the game.
Nah, yeah, it's more likely the fine than. I didn't hear the amount. I couldn't find the amount.
I think when I was watching the game, they said they didn't even know the amount. So
yeah,
nobody probably knows.
Going into the doubleheaders, let's talk about Yankees doubleheader game 1. I have a lot to talk about. I was not happy at all. It sounds bad saying that we lose, but I mean, like, yeah, you're gonna lose, but this is only the Yankees' second series loss of the entire season so far, so you can't really complain about anything. I mean, what are you going to do? So game 1, J-Mo comes in. He's versus Kendall Graveman. But right, like maybe a half an hour before this game started, Kyle Higashioka and Joey Gallo got put on the COVID list as well. So, I mean, I don't know. Like you're getting guys falling, you're getting pitchers falling, and the injury bug, it's back. Like it happens to the Yankees every year. They start off hot, injuries come up, and you can't really do anything about it. It was a very boring game 1. It was nothing until like the 6th inning. And then it didn't really do anything. I mean, Aaron Judge hit a home run in the 8th to tie it. It was 1-1. And then, Jackie comes up and hits a 2-run home run to right field to top of the 9th. Chapman, again, I wrote – I was going to make a John F. Kennedy joke, but, whatever, Cuban Missile Crisis. But Chapman comes in and loses the game again. And as we were recording this, Chapman just got put on the 15-day IL. So he's another injury guy. But I don't want to sound like a dick, but I think Chapman fakes injuries because every time he starts to suck, he goes like this with his fingers. He's like, oh, my fingers hurt. Oh, my knee. This was like an Achilles injury. I don't know. But Yanks lose game 1, 3-1. So series is tied 1-1 going into game 2. So I call this our AAA team, even though it's really not. Like we had Esteban Florial playing center field game 2. I mean, Severino pitched great. Like you can't really say anything. Severino pitched great. He pitched, I think it was, he pitched 6 innings and was doing great. I mean, he can't really do anything. He had a lot of base runners at points. Like he had bases loaded twice and got out of it with no runs scored each time. So that's the best he can do. But I mean, Michael Kopech came in and shut the Yankees down. The Yankees got no hit through 5.5 innings. Then he pretty much pitched the whole game. I think he pitched till the 9th inning and then they took him out. Oh.
I was way ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, I guess your TV's ahead. Oh, it's a 3-run? Roogie, no.
You can watch me looking at it.
Odor, damn. All right, episode 3.
This could be a good game. This could be a good game.
Episode 3, Rugnet Odor, welcome back.
Have to answer. This is going to be on next week's episode. Find out what we saw.
Oh, dude, that's horrible. Oh. 4th blown win this season for Jordan Montgomery. This poor guy, man. He can't. Whatever. It's all right. Okay. All right. Back to game 2 with Michael Kopech no hitting the Yankees. Robert Brantley of all people, and it wasn't even first off before I even get to Brantley, it wasn't even like a no hitter. It was a perfect game. The Yankees didn't have any base runners. And Michael Brantley or Robert Brantley, the catcher from AAA. Our 4th catcher on our roster is playing because One has COVID, one, I don't know, had surgery on his wrist, and the other one is just sucks. So he comes up, breaks up the no-hitter. And as I said earlier, Austin McKay came in today. He was replacing Chad Green. So he came in, did that. I said it, Yanks lose their second series of the year. But what we need to talk about is Stanton's last at-bat for the Yankees. You're in a close game. Like it was 5-0, but there was two guys on like top of the ninth. Judge had a leadoff double. But I'm gonna turn my camera and we're gonna recreate Stanton swings. All right. This man came up to the bat, right? And if you're a Yankees fan, you know. Slider low and away.
Go back.
Slider low and away. I'll lower the camera too. Nah, you guys are getting a full view of this.
Okay.
Slider low and away. All right. Comes up to bat, swings like this, misses. And then the second one, even farther outside. What is this? Stanton, please. Every time you swing, it looks like that. You're not chopping a tree down. You're trying to hit a home run. Ridiculous. Just hit the ball. I don't understand. 3 pitches. 3-pitch at bat. That's all it was. Top of the ninth, close game, 3-pitch at bat. Yanks lose 5-0, game 2. It's over. You can't really, lose the series. To sum it up, shit happens, right? Like you have all these guys you have 3 guys on the COVID list. One guy gets suspended. Pitchers hurt. Players hurt. Now DJ LeMahieu's on the 10-day IL too. Like, I don't know. Like I said, shit happens. You can't really change that. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's hear about the Mets because Yankees didn't make me a happy camper.
Yeah, well, obviously, I was rooting for Michael Kopech that game. So
yeah, I saw the FanDuel bet slip.
I like that guy from the show. Like, I bought some of his cards because do you remember his card in the show earlier?
Oh, of course, yeah. When a guy throws 102. Yeah.
So I bought some of his cards. So it's nice to see him doing good. And dude, when he was throwing the perfect, holy, I was really into that game. So
yeah, just so you know, this guy also texted me and asked me who he should bet on, Yankees or White Sox. I tell him the Yanks. He sends me a picture of the bet slip after the game, and it's White Sox, White Sox, White Sox. And I was like, wow.
That's how you do it, kid. That's how you do
it. Yeah, they ignored, I guess, right? Yeah.
Game 2 was not that great either. We got shellacked. It was a close game for a while. Then in the 6th inning, my boy, who again, I just bought his cards after he had a really good outing the last series. So I bought some of his stuff. Gave up 5 earned runs, and we got 7 put on our heads in the 6th inning. It was a bullpen game from the start. Like, we had Trevor Williams, who's like just kind of like one of those guys that you said for the Yankees, that like the bullpen guy. Now he turned into a starter for the injuries and shit. But we put this guy, his name is Adonis Mahina, and he had some solid stuff. Like the first few times he started, I was kind of liking him. Then he had a really good. I keep saying fucking started, but you know what I mean. Like he had a really good outing last series. So he came this time and he shit the bed. So what are you gonna do? It was a free win for them. It was a doubleheader. Everybody was probably fucking cold and tired and shit. And they didn't.
Yeah, man, you gotta love Colorado.
They didn't want to be there all day playing 2 games. The Mets just folded. I probably should have predicted that the Mets were gonna fold in the second game. All right, so to wrap it up, again, not the flashiest game, but what I wanted to refer to this as was the 6th inning series because combined, the 2 teams scored 12 runs in the 6th inning, the whole series. First game, there was 2 runs. Second game, there was 8 runs. Third game, another 2. So 12 total runs in the 6th inning. So it was kind of a test of like, if you're like a real fan, you're probably watching in the 6th inning. But if you're not, and it's like kind of a bad game, do you think you're going to turn it off before the 6th?
I mean, I don't know, man.
If the game wasn't entertaining up until the 6th inning, you would probably.
You're talking about the 6th inning. The Yanks are in the 6th inning right now. Well, now it's top of the 7th, but it was the 6th inning, and they blew it wide open again. So it usually happens.
So this has totally been taken over by the Yankees.
No, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. But like I said in episode 1, the Orioles don't go away easy.
It's good content, Nardi. It's good content. Yeah, this one was an ass one for me, Nardi. I'm sorry, because not only were the games ass, is like I wasn't really home when I was watching these games. Like so like I didn't really write too much shit down. So this was kind of an ass one for me. But it looks like this Giant series is going to be pretty fire. So I'll have some more stuff from that. We just had a great game yesterday. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch. I know somebody was shit talking McNeil, but
he
had a bomb.
Oh yeah, the guy in the crowd
was talking bad about McNeil, saying go hit the weight room or something. I don't know. Wow. Yankees are next series is 3-game set. We're filming this after the first game got played already, so I think the Mets are 1-0 and the Yankees will actually drop the first game to the Orioles. But you'll hear about that next episode. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and once again, welcome back to the Winter Circle Sports Podcast.